Universities are indoctrinating students, teaching them to believe certain things uncritically, especially with regard to race, gender, and politics. When ordinary Americans see this, they blame professors, and not without reason. But there's more to it than that. In the last 2 decades especially, another layer of college employees has played an even bigger role in turning the nation's universities away from free inquiry and debate and toward indoctrination. I'm talking about college administrators and staff who work in dormitories, conduct hearings, and in all those newly created offices dedicated to things like multicultural engagement, diversity and inclusion, equity and social justice, and so on. Professors may be in charge of the classroom, but administrators increasingly control everything else. Now, a lot of people focus on the money it takes to pay for this bureaucracy, and yes, that's a concern because the growth rate among administrators has been about 10 times that of students and professors over the last 45 years. But an even larger problem is that many administrators have decided that certain political positions are so obviously true and necessary to believe that they should be forced on students whenever possible. It's worth remembering that students can always drop a class that's more about indoctrination than education, or never sign up for it in the first place if word has gotten around. But you can't drop the supervisors of your dormitory, or ignore a biased response team that shows up at your door, or refuse a summons from the Office of Diversity. And you can't ignore mandatory orientation sessions in which college administrators push political positions on students even before they've had a single college class. As far back as 1998, administrators at Swarthmore College lined up new students according to their skin color and then had them comment on how they felt about their place in line. Though the public hasn't always known it, this kind of divisive, racist programming has been spreading and getting more extreme ever since. The killing of George Floyd was just the occasion for pulling out all the stops. In the fall of 2020, for example, administrators on many campuses, including my own at Lewis and Clark, segregated students according to skin color and delivered different content according to whether the students were light-skinned oppressors or the dark-skinned oppressed. Keep in mind, this is happening at institutions supposedly dedicated to higher learning and whose own conduct codes explicitly prohibit racially discriminatory behavior. So, how did we get in a situation where administrators share not only the same political beliefs, but the conviction that it's their moral duty and their right to impose their beliefs on others? This turns out to be an easier question to answer than you might imagine, and I'll begin answering it in the next video.